And hello there again, RosterWatch Nation. It's your friendly neighborhood trash man. Today, I'm going to be talking about teams that still have openings for their top receiver spots. So they don't have a number one receiver, at least as of yet. So don't hesitate to take stock in some of these candidates late in your drafts. Starting off with the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders desperately want wide receiver Henry Ruggs to be the number one in Las Vegas. Henry Ruggs wants to be the number one in Vegas too. I'm just not sure he's going to be the number one in Vegas. Tight end Darren Waller aside, wide receiver Brian Edwards has built a rapport with quarterback Derek Carr, and at 6'3", 215 pounds, he makes for a better possession and red zone option than Ruggs. Ruggs is built for speed and deep field explosion, and as we all know, Carr is not the kind of quarterback to facilitate that kind of action. Ruggs could end up leading the wide receivers, at least the Raiders wide receivers in targets, but it's not at all a certainty. After that, we have the Detroit Lions. It's really anybody's game in Detroit, especially now that Brashad Perriman has been released. Terrell Williams is the obvious choice for the number one role, as he has the experience, 5 years, to lead a wide receiver core, and he's averaged 5.5 touchdowns and over 700 yards over his last 4 seasons. But Williams could be usurped by rookie Amon-Ra St. Brown, who, playing some outside but mostly out of the slot, is just the type of target that works for new quarterback Jared Goff. Don't forget second-year pro, though, Quintez Cephas, who has expanded his route tree and could actually end up seeing more time in the slot than St. Brown. It's not a sexy group, but the Lions are likely to be playing from behind much of the season, so there will be targets to absorb. After that, we have the New England Patriots. N'Keal Harry is on injured reserve, so that leaves Jacoby Myers and Nelson Agholor as the primary receivers in New England at this point. Myers led the Pats in receiving yards last year, 729, 0 touchdowns though. And he's been the most consistent receiver in camp this offseason for the Pats. Agholor is having a resurgence after his 896-yard, 8-touchdown 2020 season in Vegas, and he's arguably the most talented receiver in New England. Quarterback Mac Jones is an unknown variable, but chances are that he'll be a much better passer than Cam Newton was last year for New England. Both Agholor and Myers will come cheap, so there's a lot of upside to be had here. Then we have the Indianapolis Colts. T.Y. Hilton is sidelined for at least 3 weeks healing from neck surgery, and it's not a given he'll be the top wideout in Indy even when he does return. Second-year, second-rounder Michael Pittman actually led the Colts in receiving for a portion of his rookie year in 2020 until Hilton crept up and took that mantle from him later in the season. With Hilton out with injury, Pittman may start the season as the number one. But then there's slot man Paris Campbell, who was a top-tier rookie when he entered the league in 2019, only to be stymied by injuries until now. Campbell is the healthiest he's been since entering the league, and will provide an electrifying safety blanket for Carson Wentz. Zach Pascal is a dark horse to run the show as well, as he always seems to flirt with FFL relevancy, over 600 yards, 5 touchdowns his last 2 seasons. Then last but not least, we have the New Orleans Saints. With Michael Thomas out until at least week 8, the Saints are open to a new number one for at least half the season, and the 2 players in that competition are Marquez Callaway and Traquan Smith. Callaway seems to have leapfrogged Smith for the time being, as Smith has been recovering from a leg injury, and Callaway has been convincingly productive in his absence. That being said, Smith will benefit from the strong arm and downfield prowess of Jameis Winston under center, and could power his way to the top of the heap in due time. Either wide receiver can be had for peanuts right now, so again, we have a low-risk, high-reward situation on our hands. So there you have it. If you like what you're hearing, if you like what you heard, leave us a comment, give us a follow, join us at RosterWatch.com. And until next time, this has been the Trash Man. Be ready.